Hi, I'm Liz Bernier. I'm with Canadian HR Reporter for HR This Week. I'm in downtown Toronto at the HRPA conference, and I'm sitting with Ruth Brothers, and she's going to talk to us about managing risk from a leadership perspective. Hi, Ruth.
Good morning.
Thanks for being here today.
My pleasure.
So can you tell us, for the viewers at home, a little bit about your session?
The session focuses on risk, but risk specifically as it relates to leadership in the corporation. And I'm talking about how the organization manages the risk of leadership from the board level all the way down through the organization. But today, because of all the corporate failures, risk is a subject that is at the top of the agenda on the board of directors agenda. But the leadership risk is a key component of that risk element. And that's what I'm talking about.
So can you tell me a bit about some tools for assessing leadership?
There are a number of tools, but I think what's important is to understand what elements of leadership need to be assessed.
Okay.
There are many what we call psychometric tools that look at the leadership qualities and will assess an individual for those leadership qualities. But it really needs to go beyond just those particular characteristics, traits, and skills to look at what is the right scalability, suitability, and capability. Three words that mean a great deal, but cover a range of attributes that we talk about all the time. They're simply being bundled under capability, suitability, and scalability.
Okay.
Suitability really is all around the right fit, right? And there really isn't a tool specifically other than individuals, leaders in the organization who understand what it would take to fit into that particular culture, that particular industry, that particular dynamic, right? So it's all around suitability, very important. Capability is about the ability to go one step higher, right? Looking at, are they capable of taking their individual performance, their team's performance, the organization's performance, the overall business performance, one step higher. Okay? Lastly, scalability is around their individual ability to think outside of the box, to adapt and be resourceful and adjust to changing conditions, sometimes emergency conditions. A little bit like The Fatal Storm, that movie. No, was it The Perfect Storm? Remember that movie, The Perfect Storm? What happened is sometimes conditions come together. You can't predict them. They arrive all at once, and that's when real leadership is tested. Does the individual have the ability to deal with that level of perfect storm?
So what's kind of the outcome if the leadership doesn't perform up to that level?
Well, there are so many examples of it. You look at Enron, General Motors. The reality is corporate failures are as a result of many embedded weaknesses. A little bit like the perfect storm, but there are embedded weaknesses throughout an organization. General Motors, Enron, but at the heart of it is leadership. Each of those weaknesses was led by an individual who had the responsibility to lead that function. And so in the end, poor, weak leadership across the board means a weak organization, a low-performing organization, and one that doesn't create the value for the shareholder.
Okay, well, thank you so much, Ruth. That was great. Thanks for stopping by today.
Okay, thank you. My pleasure.